Brought to you by patreon.com/inspireddisorder and inspireddisorder.com/ting.
What you manifest in your mind, you can bring to reality.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to a new episode of Swipe Up, the 107th episode of the show where I share some of my favorite posts from Instagram. Let's get it started, shall we, with this amazing Photoshop work of Donald Trump weekend at Walter Reed's. Of course, a take on the weekend at Bernie's, which, you know, it's been a crazy week. Trump got sick and then, was given the best medicine known to man for no money. So the man that pays no taxes gets the best health care and is possibly going to survive the COVID. Despite not believing in it, despite letting, hundreds of thousands of people die needlessly because of his ego. Anyway, it's an amazing Photoshop. I really loved it. As soon as, I forget where I saw this originally posted, but I had to make sure that I added it because I'm a fan of Photoshops. I'm a fan of, when I was a kid, I liked Weekend at Bernie's, and this is just so fitting. To have, and he's got his bleach hooked up to him intravenously. Just great work here. Now moving on to a trend that I'm happy to see. It's kind of a crazy thing that movie theaters are dying, but the drive-in movie theater business seems to be growing, which is an interesting thing. I have yet to go see any movies in a drive-in setting. Since the whole lockdown happened, there's a company in Palm Desert that's doing one at the mall there in Palm Desert, which I have not gone to. There also hasn't been any movies that I really want to see, but there's another one opening up and starting out in Cathedral City by the Mary Pigford movie theater, kind of near where. They're building a new casino. There's also a mural of Cub Swanson on a gym over there. But yeah, so another one's opening up there, which I'm interested in. I hope they do. I mean, with everything, all the movie releases are getting pushed, so I don't know what. There's probably not going to be very many new movies being shown. But one of these days, I'd like to go, especially now that it's starting to cool down. I'd like to go check out, because I miss movies. I miss going to movie theater, I should say. I still watch a ton of movies, but I miss the theater going experience. And I haven't been to a drive-in since I was a little kid, so it would be fun. It would be fun to check it out. So now moving on to ESPN, Israel Adesanya. GSP was asked about Israel Adesanya with a interview by Mark Ramundi. I'm a huge fan of GSP. Just as a fighter, as a person, he's a great role model. He's somebody that not only a great fighter, well-rounded mixed martial artist, but also one of the most respected and respectable and humble people to ever do it. And now the lineage of I guess they were different weight classes. He never fought. They didn't fight in the same weight class, but GSP and Anderson Silva had always been rumored to be a fight, a super fight back in the day when those guys were both at the top of the heap. So a lot of respect here. Let's listen to GSP's thoughts on Israel Adesanya.
What are your thoughts on Israel Adesanya?
Oh, he's fantastic. I watched his fight the other day. He's amazing. He's a perfect fighter. He's clean. He's he's great image. Great dancer as well. Very entertaining. He's got it all. He's got a charisma and everything. He's a good role model, and he has his own style, in a way that he does stuff sometimes that shock people that in terms of stuff he does after the fight, but it's all about love me, hate me, but don't ignore me. And he has his own style. He's very entertaining, and then we live in the entertainment business. We're fighters, but we're in the entertainment business, and our job is to entertain the audience, and he's doing it very, very well.
Love it. Love it. I agree. I think he's Israel Adesanya, I think, is the future of shit talking because he is very proficient when it comes to internet speak, creating his own memes, creating his own kind of. It's very original, very original. Where the Conor McGregor is more of like old school shit talking, being very quick and on your almost like improvisational shit talking, but very much in your face, person to person. Kind of the shit talking I grew up on, where I learned my shit talking playing pickup basketball, where you're trying to get into your opponent's head, you're trying to fuck them up, and it's fun. It's a fun thing to do. It's a fun aspect of sports to play the mental game and to develop your shit talking abilities to really, really touch a nerve in people. And Israel Adesanya has taken that and he's doing it with the internet. He's grown up, with the internet and grew. He knows what the trolls are, how the trolls work, and being a troll is very similar in a lot of ways, except for, it's just trying to be a general asshole instead of trying to, psychologically win something. But yeah, love it. I love both of these guys. Two of my favorite fighters. Yeah. So moving on now to another Photoshop that I love, the Johnny Smith, Photoshop artist that does amazing work. Back in 2016, October 13th specifically of 2016, he released this Lord of the Flies Photoshop, which is it's like, as far as how you would structure and compose a Photoshop, it's very much different. It's from over the shoulder, looking over Trump's shoulder while he looks in a mirror, and to look at himself, and the mirror is covered with flies. And of course, as we know, the vice president debates happened last week, and flies are still attracted to shit, this time in the form of Mike Pence. But back in October of 2016, the Johnny Smith predicted and could see the love that flies have for these conservatives and their bullshit. So yeah, great Photoshop. Very, very of its moment, ahead of its time, I should say. Now moving on again, back to Stylebender, this time from David Cho, the amazing artist, podcaster, show host, just epic human being, I would say, is also a fan of the Stylebender, and he put up these paintings, these ink paintings of the Stylebender, and it was cool to see. It was cool to see their interaction, Israel Adesanya and David Cho, and finding out that Izzy was a fan of DVD ASA, which is double vag, double anal, sensitive artist, one of the best podcasts that ever was, that is no longer. Now moving on again to what I was talking about before, this of course being a mashup of memes. The meme of Pence with the fly on his head, and then also the dog face 420 meme, skateboarding, drinking some ocean spray. So let's check it out.
To the men and women who serve in law enforcement, and I want everyone to know, who puts on the uniform of law enforcement.
Love it. Great stuff. Yeah. All right, let's get out of here. Let's do some shout outs and get out of here. Shout out to Ding Dong the Cocaine Clown. Shout out Adam.the.creator. Shout out NBC Palm Springs. Shout out ESPN MMA, Mark Ramundi MMA, the Johnny Smith, David Show, and shout out to Stylebender. And most importantly, shout out to you. Make sure you support the show on Patreon, patreon.com/inspired disorder. You can binge the full week of the Ray Taylor Show ad-free, save a ton of money on the many faces, and download raw Photoshop files of all the Photoshops I do. It's only $3 a month to sign up. You get a bunch of benefits, so sign up now over at patreon.com/inspired disorder. Get yourself $25 in cell phone credit through Ting. Sign up through my link, inspireddisorder.com/Ting. Get yourself some amazing cell phone service at low rates, starting off with, of course, the $25 credit when you sign up through my link, inspireddisorder.com/Ting. It's a cell phone service that I use. I brought my iPhone over to it. I pay like $15 a month because I'm not using any data. I'm not using any minutes because I'm working from home. And if you're working from home and you want to save tons of money on your cell phone service, I would recommend checking out Ting. Go through my link, inspireddisorder.com/Ting, and get yourself $25 in credit that you can use to transfer your device, to buy a device, to pay for your monthly bill, whatever you want, $25. Because I love you. New episodes of The Ray Taylor Show come out every single day. Subscribe on IGTV, YouTube, and everywhere else podcasts are found. Binge the full week ad-free over at patreon.com/inspired disorder. Buy Ray Taylor Show merch over at inspireddisorder.com and follow the show on Instagram at Ray Taylor Show. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Peace out!